Hi and welcome to today's Pick a Card General reading. Today's video, I'm not going to lie, I'm super excited to do it, but I'm also a little bit hesitant. Today's video does have an extended reading as well, and when I usually film my extended readings, I only go up to 3 groups unless I genuinely have the energy to do more. So this topic is quite heavy. It is a topic that so many people are curious about, and it was suggested on Instagram as well. That I'm still going back to that post as well if you'd like to continue to vote for other topics, if you want to see one next, or comment and suggest it as well. That's what happened with this topic. We're going to be asking Spirit, how close are you to union or reunion? Now, I understand that this topic was chosen for many people who identify as being in a twin flame connection, but I also want to leave this topic open to people who are yet to encounter their soulmate, etc. People who are single, who have no one in their life at all, and we're going to see what messages come through. Now, we only have 3 groups, so my aim is to get very, very clear messages, but because we are such a large and growing, beautiful community of woke souls, there are going to be moments in these groups that may pertain towards other people's situation rather than yours. So I do want you to keep that in mind. I understand that this journey to union can be very triggering. So I always like to say, take what resonates, don't let the rest take from you. And I really wanted to give that disclaimer in this intro, just so that we're prepared for what is to come. I do intend on covering this topic in future, but for now, I thought it would be a very good video to do as an extended reading as well, because in the extended, we'll get further messages and just hash it out even more. So we're asking Spirit, how close are you to union/reunion with your divine counterpart, your soulmate? I'm going to leave it as how close are you to union, and you can choose to change the topic as you wish when you meditate on your group. Now, I really do want you guys to really think before you choose a group today. I usually don't put a lot of pressure on it. I just say, when you know which group is for you, blah, 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 blah. But this kind of topic I know is going to trigger some uncomfortable feelings. So really take your time today. Really feel your way through these 3 groups before you decide which you want to listen to. Now, we do have only 3, as I've mentioned many, many times. Group 1, you have the citrine yellow glass jar of crystals. Group 2, you have the aventurine green glass jar of crystals. And group 3, you have the blue topaz blue glass jar full of crystals. So take your time, you guys, no rush. You can always pause the video. You can always come back later if you want to wait till you're in a clearer space. But when you do know which of these 3 groups you're feeling most called to, scroll down below, click on your timestamps, and join me in your reading. Hi, group 1, and welcome. If you chose the citrine yellow glass jar of crystals, then this is going to be your reading. So, beautiful group number 1. Today we are covering a very heavy topic. I don't think it will be heavy. Listen, I don't know. I don't think it'll be heavy, but it could be very triggering. We are going to be asking Spirit, how close are you to reunion? So I'm going to ask that question. We'll see if I'm able to get a clear answer based upon that question. If not, I'm going to just keep asking questions until I feel like we've reached clarity. If you were here, I wish I could, bounce off you and say, does that make sense? Does that sort of work for you? Is that clear for you? But I'll try my best to get as clear of an answer as I can. I've got oracle cards, and I've also got channeled messages cards, which I do want to get at the end, just to sort of clarify where your person's energy is at right now. Now, as I said in the intro, you can choose to tailor this message towards a twin flame, or you can focus more on your soulmate, whoever you believe you have reincarnated with. Remember that not everybody has a twin flame, okay? But everyone has a soulmate. So just if you feel like you've already met your twin flame and you want to look at the reunion, then absolutely focus the energy towards that. Otherwise, you may choose to focus it towards something else. All right, so group 1, please, Spirit. How close are they to union? How close are group 1 to union? Oh, sweet. We have the Knight. And we also have the Princess of Pentacles. Oh, excuse me, that's the Prince of Pentacles in reverse. How close are group 1 to union, please, Spirit? We have Justice coming out in reverse. We also have the Prince of Cups coming out in reverse. And then we have the Ace of Cups coming out upright. Oh my goshness. What's going on here? Spirit's almost indicating, group 1, that your energy might be investing on the wrong people right now. Some of you could have another person in your life who is distracting you from your partner, from your soulmate, from your twin flame. I'm going to be talking about them as your partner just to cover all bases. With the Knight here, there is a period of isolation that leads to a lot of reflection. I'm feeling that for some of you it's a dark night of the soul experience, but it doesn't have to be like that. The Knight is just telling me that there's a lot of reflection. You don't have to be alone in this period either, although I do think that many of you will be. It kind of just feels like there is going to be a heavy sort of period there of just needing to work through some uncomfortable shadows in your personality or in your past or in your present. It could have just been this whole pandemic thing, you know, but it is uncomfortable and it's heavy, and it feels like it's something that finally caught up to us in this period. We had been too distracted to face it before, and now we're in a period of slowing down. The shadow is finally over us, and we have to confront the things that we are seeing, whether it's our fears, whether it's our something that happened in our past that needs to be processed more, or it's the way that we were living in our present that was impacting our future. There is a heaviness here that needs to be overcome first. And then with the Prince of Pentacles reverse, that is giving me major distractions. That's telling me that either it could be a lot closer than you think, or the energy was invested in the wrong person. Because the Prince of Pentacles is fickle. It's someone who isn't true to the idea of a partner of long term. This is someone whose roots don't go deep. They're so ready to go that they haven't even sowed seeds. They've just sort of made a quick appearance and then bounced out. So it kind of feels like either this is you getting distracted by somebody else, or you could have met your person, right time, right person, wrong time. They weren't ready. Something wasn't ready here. And there were a lot of distractions, and there was a lot going on that kind of left questions, confusion. It's like the potential was there, but the substance was missing, you know? And the thing about me channeling this energy is that I cross over into different timelines because energy is so constant, and technically your right, or the reality that you wish to exist in, is already existing as we speak. We just have to raise our vibration to reach it. That's an idea that's backed by quantum physics as well. I do feel that for some of you, this has already happened, and for others of you, it may be yet to happen. But there is a period of distraction here, and there is someone in your life that harbors, that really is the trigger for this distraction, let's say that, and they're the source of this distraction for many of you. This person isn't available though, but their energy is very distracting. As soon as you think about them, you know, you can't really focus on anything else. And even if they are the right person, it is definitely the wrong time, because they haven't been around you long enough to lay down roots, to lay down foundations, to be their true self that you are projecting onto them as well. With the Prince of Pentacles reversed, it's like you're seeing the image, but it's skewed. It's completely flipped on its head. It was printed in black and white instead of color. We only got the negative. We never got to see its full potential. And when I'm talking about negative, I'm talking about like a picture negative, like the film. Don't want to project negative qualities onto this person. I think that they are a good person, but it seemed to be the wrong time. So that is kind of being amplified by justice here. Whether this was the person who you thought was your soulmate or not, you focusing on them did distract you from other areas of your life. And with justice reversed here, this is telling me that there was a lot of skewed decision making because of this distraction. You weren't able to see things in harmony in other areas of your life. This person's impact affected every aspect of your life, to the point where other relationships were suffering, to the point where other partnerships or connections, or like you almost didn't want to enter other friendships, other partnerships. It became a feeling of almost bitterness for some of you towards the universe for making this happen. Like, why would you show me the right person at the wrong time? It really did feel like things had just been flipped on their head, is what I'm being told. And maybe the thing about this justice card is other areas of your life could have come into balance, group one. You might have gotten a better job, you might have moved into a better house or a better apartment, you might have started to have, more health success, you might have been able to really get to where you were hoping to get to in other areas of your life. But in this area, you felt like you were lacking. There's still an imbalance here. There's still an injustice here. There's a lack of partnership in your life when it comes to love. And this person's impact was so profound that I see with the Prince of Cups being reversed here, it's almost like either you didn't want to settle into any other relationships, even if people came towards you, because there's two people out here, you guys. We have two princes out here. And this one had a major impact on how you see relationships and your future. This one was almost missed. This one felt like they didn't even stand a chance because your energy was so skewed at that point. You weren't willing to let them in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like the desire for something deep and meaningful was there, but when they came through with a shy, somewhat timid and tentative Knight of Cups energy, we did miss them because they didn't look, act, or sound like the person that we wanted. They were too shy, too slow potentially, and didn't jump over that river in the way that they could have. It kind of feels like for some of you, your heart kind of closed here. And I feel like this is a period of either, messing around, like not really going into full relationships. Maybe you were talking to people, maybe you just wanted to date people or just sort of connect with people online, but I don't see any serious relationships until this Ace of Cups, which is interesting. It's so interesting to me that it shows up as an ace, because what it's telling me is that this is a new opportunity in love. This is someone that many of you either don't know or you don't know yet. Even if it's somebody that you may have already met, Spirit is indicating that you don't know this version of them. Group one, this Ace of Cups is brand new because these feelings for this person are brand new. This feelings for this version of this person are brand new. I'm getting that while you were focusing on the deficits and where your partnerships were lacking, your partner was really evolving and transforming and focusing on becoming the version that does measure up to your ideals. I feel like this Prince of Pentacles had a lot of, I want to say unfair characteristics projected onto them because they weren't ready for the potential that you saw in them and a relationship with them. And this person energetically got cold feet and ran, which led to the Prince of Cups just not standing a chance. And this could have been the same person, maybe at first they came in and it was a really strong feeling of, yes, this is them, but then they bounced. And then after other areas of your life had started to come together more, they might have come back and tried to be friends, but they kind of sensed that you weren't looking for that, so they had to leave again. that may resonate for some of you, but I'm just getting that it leads to an Ace of Cups, a new emotional offer with somebody who you don't know, in the sense of you don't know this person, or at least you definitely don't know this version of this person. If this is the same person, group one, if you know in your heart that you've already met your divine counterpart, your soulmate, the one, then you definitely won't recognize them when they come back around. They're going to be completely transformed, completely renewed, completely refreshed. What else can you tell us about how close group one is to union with their soulmate or their twin flame? What else can you tell us? Yeah, there is an indication here of forgiveness and expectations. Let's see what this is about. Bottom deck energy is the Three of Torches. Okay, that's interesting. I'm hearing don't wait, but I also, yeah, there's another message there that I want to get to after we go through these. We have the King of Torches coming out reversed. I've also got the Strength card. I'm not going to lay these super neat because we have too many. The Princess of Cups reversed. I'm also being shown the Hermit. Yes, this may come after a long period of isolation for many of you because you become a little bit jaded towards love and the experiences that you've had in the past. It feels like you do a lot of processing in your own way, and it leads to you repelling people who just don't measure up. And this is okay. That's not something that I think many of you need to change. I think it's just about making sure that you're not cutting yourself short on experiences, because certain people, even if they're not the one, are meant to cross our paths for other reasons. So as long as you're not cutting yourself short from experiences, you're doing what you feel is right for yourself, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It feels like you do catch other people's eyes because you are seeming to experience success in other areas of your life. You could be finishing off like a degree for some of you. It just feels like other areas of your life are coming into alignment, and it really amplifies the lack of alignment here. Like with Justice reversed, you kind of start to think like, am I cursed? Is there something wrong with me? Why am I still single? Why am I still not able to find my person? Two of Torches is reversed. The Six of Pentacles is upright. We have the Chariot reversed. And we have the Mage upright. So there's a lot of masculine energy here, you guys. I do have to say that. There is a lot of masculine energy. And it kind of makes me think that even if you identify as a divine feminine, you are naturally equipped with both qualities. Some of us have to spend a lot of years and a lot of time and just a lot of painful experiences learning to be more masculine. But I feel like you guys, group one, you have masculine qualities within you. And the only thing about this, it can make to be a very well-rounded person who is able to achieve and manifest and work very quickly towards their goals. It is a good quality to have, but you have to be aware of that balance. And when these qualities become out of balance, it can be very repelling to our divine counterpart if their qualities are mostly masculine. Now, I don't know if you believe in that. I don't know if you're going to take that or accept that. But what I can see here with the King of Torches reversed and the Strength card upright, you do need to kind of pull your energy away from this for a little bit. You're closer to union when you're in separation, which is ironic, and yet it obviously makes sense. You can't even be friends with this person, is what Spirit is indicating. Either your connection with them is too intense, or that just wasn't a part of your soul contracts. You were never supposed to be this person's friend, and doing so only amplifies those longing feelings for something more. It feels like in separation, the heart grows fonder for this desire for this person, whether you know them already or not. With the Princess of Cups reversed, this is kind of solidifying a feeling of taking your emotions into your own hands rather than expecting an apology from this person if you know them already, or rather than expecting this person to come in and be the source of your happiness and to raise your vibration daily. It feels like you spending so much time alone, you not only gain a strong level of independence, but you gain a lot of insight into the dependent parts of your personality. And I feel like one of those parts is your love, your heart. You have a lot of awareness of self-love, but you still fall into patterns of needing that validation from your partners and from people around you to show you that you are worthy of love. And I feel like the separation is prolonged, until that message is very, very clear in your mind. Because the Princess of Cups reversed is almost saying like this person is going to come back when you've forgiven them for not coming sooner, is what I'm being told, whether you know them already or not. Once you forgive them for not coming sooner and you take that responsibility of playfulness and joy and validation of love from within into your own hands, then it really seems like this person is going to come back or come in. It's like the Hermit is looking up at this lesson like, I know, but it's so hard to do that every day. And so the Hermit period may last for a while for many of you, because this is going to be a daily struggle. And obviously certain experiences trigger these feelings more than others. With the Two of Torches reversed and the Six of Pentacles, this could happen when you're least expecting it, is what Spirit is saying. When you're investing in other areas of your life, when you're trying to give to other areas of your life. It's almost like with the Two of Torches reversed, you either give up on waiting or you choose something else, and then this comes back. I don't know if it's about a relationship, because you're not really looking for love. It just kind of happens for you guys after a long period of focusing on your own fulfillment and forgiving your partner for not coming sooner. The Six of Pentacles tells me you could be focusing more on your work, on your money, on leading a balanced lifestyle in general. But with the Chariot reversed and the Magus upright, it does really feel like you're not focusing on this anymore for whatever reason. Either you have somebody else in your life who you're investing energy and time into, even though you know they're not your soulmate. You know they help you connect more with your joyful presence, so you decide that you want to create experiences with them. It's when you're not really focusing on it, Group 1, that this person comes back around, and other areas of your life are coming into alignment as well. That is how you will know you're close to this person. You no longer feel that void. You're very aware that you are someone who is supposed to have a divine partner in this lifetime, but you no longer feel that void anymore. It feels like things are balanced out for you and you're not focused on it anymore. You don't have fears about when this is going to happen with the Chariot reversed. You almost expect it to happen any day, and you don't get disappointed when it doesn't happen on that day. It's very bizarre, but it comes after a long period of acceptance and understanding towards divine timing and the orchestration of these relationships, because you very well could be that group that met the right person at the wrong time. With the Magus here, you come into alignment with your divine masculine, divine feminine side, but the thing that's always on your mind are your fears of forever being alone. And this is something that you're constantly having to check yourself on in order to bring this person into your life. You're only human. You can't possibly control every thought that you have, but you do a very good job of trying your best to project the thoughts that you want. And that is when this person, I see you coming into union with them. Let's see what we can get from Oracle cards as well quickly. Group 1, please, Spirit. When will Group 1 come into union with this partner? Oh my gosh, that's too many. We have indecision in reverse. Yes, you almost choose a path. You choose a path that takes you away from the things that you were once obsessed with. And choosing this path gives you freedom. I want to say freedom, but it's almost like it liberates you from your circumstances, because you were so obsessively distracted by the deficits in your life at one point in your time. And it feels like with indecision reverse, you've chosen something that pulls you away from these things, that gives you a fresh start in a sense. They're telling me that you do choose to walk away from something that ends up coming back and finding you. They also say that your appreciation is projected towards others, and when you start focusing more on the things that help you find that level of appreciation and validation from within, this person does seem to come closer. I feel like it's a very general message for me. Let's see if we can get any clearer connections. You seem to walk away from caring connections in order for this person to come in. With the door to personal healing and happiness, you take a new path forward. You guys seem to step towards something with little to no clarity as to whether it's going to work out, but you trust that it is going to free you from this obsessive, distracting energy of like any day now, any day now, any day now. You step towards this and you almost have to leave the people that you love behind in order to do this, but you're doing this because they're distracting you from yourself. And it's like you've had a lot of time alone, but you're still not at peace. You seem to take some sort of major step away. And I see that some people end up following you, especially if there's like family that you walk away from. The things that you walk away from eventually come and find you when they're strong and able and ready enough to. But in the meantime, you're just out here living your best life, trying to validate yourself from within and trying to find these caring connections. Spirit is saying you're not necessarily focused on this person in specific. When they come back in, you're focused on creating and fostering caring connections in general. And it comes after a period of you cutting a lot of people out of your life in order to step towards your happiness. You're very, very invested in your coin, and Spirit is indicating that your partner has to also seek a level of validation through their success as well. If you met the right person at the wrong time, it's because they weren't yet the person that you saw in them. They weren't the potential that you saw. They had to find that and create that success for themselves. And I feel like this person may be an earth sign for many of you. You do seem to have like a little bit of a fling with a water sign as well, or just someone who's really shy and you guys never really got into a relationship, but it was a little bit like fun and there was flirting involved. We have Healer of the Ages as well coming out. So I feel like you step into your power as an empath, as someone who is able to help. For many of you, you could be in service to others with the Six of Pentacles and the Healer of Ages. You could do charity work. You could do sort of commissions of art that help bring happiness and joy into people's lives. Or you could be intuitive psychic medium yourself who likes to use, your spirituality to spread love and light in this beautiful world. It feels like you become a sort of beacon of healing yourself, and it comes after you've had to cut relationships and sort of put the responsibility back on other people's shoulders. If they want to be a part of your life, they'll try to be a part of your life, etc. We also have envy. So I see that you go through a period of comparing yourself to other people and wondering if you're ever going to find that and have that. I see that this dark period of you being in this night energy leads to a lot of comparison to previous lovers as well, and potentially their current partners. Like you might be looking at exes and who they're dating at the moment and thinking like, goodness, should I have done that as well? Like what would have happened if I stayed with them? There's a lot of dark moments in that period of you comparing yourself to others and wondering if you're running out of time as well. We also have community. I see that you get closer to union though when you surround yourself with these people who are able to raise your vibration. You're not necessarily focused on romantic love anymore. You're focusing on love in general, and that seems to bring you back together. The Daughter Spirit here reversed tells me that your faith in this idea of coming into union with someone is constantly roller coaster. You have to constantly battle your fears here, your thoughts. Your thoughts seem to work against you sometimes. You get pulled into these dark narratives very easily, and you have to constantly exercise faith in yourself and in the divine, that you aren't neglected here and that things will unfold naturally as they're meant to. But with the number 23 all tied up card, it does feel like you have to liberate yourself from something that is distracting you and limiting your potential as well, where you were projecting this idea of, well, they just weren't able to be who they could be. Like this person isn't their full potential, and it's really frustrating. Like they could have, would have, should have just done this, and like I could have been there to help them. Spirit's saying that's not what was supposed to happen. You were supposed to take that energy and look back at yourself and go, well, how am I tied up as well? How am I distracted from my full potential as well? How have I not liberated myself towards my success as well? I see with the all tied up card here that there is someone that you're strongly tethered to that you probably dream about in this lifetime, but for whatever reason, they do need to be in a separation period from you for a while before the two of you come together, so that they can build up their confidence, their success, and their energy to match your vibration. And in the meantime, you just seem to be like trying to not step into those really negative narratives. So I want to get some more information. I know this is going to be a long reading, but I need to know more. How close is group 1 to union, Spirit? So if you've been through most of this already, you might just be in this period here, you know? You might be ready to walk through your new door, your new opportunity to leave these people behind, just trying to maintain your faith and just trying to be aware of the things that are accidentally or automatically, because you kind of get comfortable with these paths, constantly trying to free your energy up. That could be where you're at, just constantly trying to maintain faith and be open to this possibility, because you might have the tendency to slip back into old patterns, old behaviors that were comfortable but aren't keeping you available to a divine counterpart. They're showing me the pilgrim, so you seem to take some sort of journey away from familiar territory in order to come closer to this person. You do embrace a more creative side, and you do create something when this person is close to coming back into your life. You're a creator of some sorts, whether that's artistically, spiritually. You create something when this person is about to come into union with you. They're also showing me the bardo. You come out of a period of limbo and you take the actions to do so. You're not just waiting for the divine to make this happen anymore. You take some sort of serious step that takes you away from the things that were distracting you, and it feels like it pulls you further away from your divine counterpart, but that is actually when they come back in. It's like you're able to focus more on the things that are making you happy without lying to yourself anymore. You're able to free yourself fully, and you're able to see things clearly. I want to say that there's still a lot of secrecy and mystery, because this person seems to come in when you do least expect them, but you are able to, in hindsight, appreciate how things happened. With the vision card here, you very well are you really are going to be dreaming about this person before you come into union with them. Spirit is going to show them to you through visions, whether that's, you know, daydreams or actual dreams, or just like, if you are very, very intuitive, you may pick up on their energy from time to time. Group 1, please, Spirit. When do they come into union with their person? We have the flame. So I feel like you're very, very focused on something when this person comes into your life. What are they focusing on, Spirit? What are they focusing on? The mirror. You're focusing on yourself and your reflection, how you see yourself. You're no longer comparing yourself to others. You are creating a sanctuary for yourself. You're working on your success. Your home is going to be very well balanced and a sacred place for you. You are going to receive a level of success when this person comes into your life, because you are solely focused on yourself. With the eternal child here, you're going to have a very close relationship to your inner child when this person comes into your life. You're going to have a sunny disposition when this person comes into your life. It's not to say that you're love and light, happy days 99% of the time, but you do strive to be more optimistic. You do strive to be more aware of the negative thoughts that challenge your worth as well, because I feel like that's what they're doing. They're challenging, like, oh, you know, like, this is just not going to happen for me. But why don't you deserve a great love? Why don't you deserve that? You know, I feel like you become more aware of those negative thought patterns, and you really strive to have this sunny childlike disposition towards your life. Bottom deck energy is the mystic. Your intuition is off the chain when this person comes into your life. You start to, like, fully just see things very clearly in other people's lives, in your lives, in this person's energy. You may even predict them coming in before they come in. So what would this person say to group 1, please, Spirit, if they could say anything? What would this person say to group 1? We have I need more time in the reverse. Okay, so what is that about then? What would you like to say to group 1? You are my everything. Wow, 10 of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups. You're my everything. I want to offer you my love. This isn't just about sex, but I do need to feel successful within myself before I can move towards you. Your person also struggles from validation. They may have used physical intimacy for validation in the past. If that doesn't resonate, they are someone who likes to be very, very sure before they step towards their success. They like to know that they are going to be successful before they've even tried. With the 4 of Swords reverse, I need more time. It's like they're saying, I don't need more time, but I do need some space to step into my role. That tells me that they're trying to take control back over their life. They're not stagnant is what they're trying to tell you. Like, they're not out here just sleeping on this connection. They are also aware that they are supposed to have a very serious soul connection in their lifetime, but it's almost like they're not necessarily ready ready for it yet. They're still trying to assume that role. They're still trying to take control back over their life through their actions, and they're trying to step into the driver's seat again. This person may have let other people steer their life for quite some time. Group 1, please, Spirit, what would this person say to them? We have, I'm too afraid to talk. So listen, if they have ghosted you, blocked you, or withdrawn communication from you, if you know them already, it's not that this person is afraid. It's just that they don't want to say the wrong thing right now. If you feel like you've already met this person, the two of you weren't supposed to be friends who uplift each other, because you are romantic counterparts. You are meant to have a separation, to come into your own power, to gain further experiences, and to let the love between you blossom into something more when it is ready to be something more. It feels like for many of you, if you think you've already met this person, when they do come back in their union energy, you're going to feel like they're a completely different person. They are not going to be the same Prince of Pentacles reversed energy. They are going to be Emperor energy, and that is what they are striving for in this lifetime. We have the Two of Swords reversed. They are out here very much aware that they are meant to be in a divine connection. They're very aware that they have a divine soulmate in their lifetime, whether they consider themselves spiritual or not. But they are saying that now is not the time. They are saying that they do need to gain further success, and they do need to be more sure of themselves. This is someone who isn't confident in the choices that they make when it comes to love. They want to be 100% certain when the time is ready. And this could just be because they're still energetically immature. They still just need to get a level of physical success. They could just be that kind of person, you know, that wants physical, tangible security before they settle into a serious relationship like that. I feel like this person is still figuring out who they are, but they do think about you, whether you know them or not. Your divine counterpart is constantly reaching out to your energy and trying to connect with you. What else would this person say? They're saying that you are wrong in terms of this, okay? It's not that they're creating space from you because they don't want to be with you. It's not that they need more time to, you know, sleep and distract themselves. That's not what they're doing right now. This person is aware that they are supposed to be somewhat of an evolved, important person in their lifetime. They are supposed to have a high level of responsibility. They are supposed to be quite successful. They are supposed to have a successful divine partnership. But they know that they're not energetically ready for that yet. So they are trying to take that control back and to do what is necessary to be that. They're not rejecting you in the meantime. They're trying to prepare for you in the meantime. What else does this person want to say? If I asked you to stay, would you leave? So this person could very well have met you and then suffered confidence issues and bowed out. The Four of Cups is saying they feel like they could have missed out on an opportunity with you, basically. But they are also saying that they want to be very, very sure when the two of you do come into contact. They want to be very, very sure and ready to have a Ten of Pentacles. This is somebody who, when they come into your life, full stop or again, they aren't going to be wanting, you know, a one-night stand. They're going to be wanting their Ten of Pentacles. They're not going to want to be confused or unsure. They are wanting the full ball, everything. What else would this group one person say? Yes, this person has a lot of feelings for you. They do know in their heart they're supposed to have a connection with you, whether you've met them or not. For those of you who have met them, they do have feelings that they suppress of you, and they are sure about you, but they just aren't sure that they're ready right now. Bottom deck energy is I sometimes wonder if you care. This person is currently transforming group one, and I did pick up on that. Your divine counterpart is going through a period of transformation where they have to uncover some pretty icky things that have happened recently. I want to say recently. They could have experienced loss with the Death card. It doesn't have to be, though. This person is needing to cope with a level of physical and emotional change simultaneously. And I feel like it's very jarring for them because they're not very connected to their emotional self, but they also don't want to put this off any longer because they know that they are supposed to elevate. And until they address their emotional change, they can't fully invest in their physical change. This is someone who is meant to have a level of success in this lifetime when it comes to you know, their career or just in general their lifestyle. They are supposed to achieve a level of success to help them feel energetically aligned with their divine counterpart. That's just who they are. Now let's see what your higher self's advice for you is, group 1. What is the advice for group 1 in the meantime, please, Spirit? Now, I do want to say, group 1, that is as far as I want to go with this reading. I don't like to get time frames by weeks or months or days because, first of all, this is a general reading. And second of all, energy is constant. And you guys are definitely in a divine connection that is reliant upon you liberating yourself from your distractions and taking a path away from this person in order to bring them back in. I see that your counterpart could have very well done that in the beginning. They could have taken a path away from you, and it looked very selfish, but they had to do it in order to gain a level of control and awareness back into their life. I feel like for you, group 1, or before I even look at this, Spirit's advice for you is to really embrace this period of reflection that many of you are in. It's not supposed to be a period of isolation. It was supposed to be a period of reflection to really find your purpose, to find your flame, and to find where people in your life are holding you back from that purpose. Because once you free yourself from those people, you focusing more on caring connections and a community that is going to support your authentic self does help bring this person back in. They're really amplifying the child energy and the comic energy of, finding that sunny disposition, being aware of the negative thought patterns that we have from time to time, embracing them if they are helpful and letting them go if they are not. It really feels like this person, if you know them already, they do still think about you. They're very aware of you, but they're also aware that they're not ready for you. If you feel that you haven't met this person, then do know that they are still imagining you and manifesting you and energetically connecting with you, but they know in their heart that they're not ready for you yet. This person will be very sure that they are ready when the two of you are ready to come into union. They're not going to play games. They're going to be very direct. They're going to be very confident, and they're going to be very upfront about what they want, which is something very serious. Now, your advice is whenever life throws obstacles in your way and things don't go as planned, accept them and say, thank you. I'm ready for the lessons this alternative path will teach me. I trust these lessons are valuable for my dreams to come true. So I do see detours here. I see reflection. I see an opportunity to look at things from a different perspective, from a place of gratitude. But until that acceptance happens, I see a feeling of being stuck and an injustice being served, and it turns into a bitterness that leads to a lack of romance and happiness. Now, I'm also being shown in your heart, you know what is good for you and what makes you excited to be alive day after day. You need to trust your dreams and follow your instincts. If you don't, you'll only end up making other people's dreams true. And that is what I feel is your biggest, hardest decision, is you're feeling pulled to something that could pull you away from your counterpart. If you are feeling this, know that Spirit is going to do the heavy lifting. Look, these things work in mysterious ways. You might find the most unlikely people in the most unlikely places. What is meant for you isn't going to miss you. Spirit is encouraging for you to really trust your dreams and follow your instincts. Otherwise, you'll only end up making other people's dreams come true. And for many of you, it could be breaking away from family obligations as well, and this desire to be responsible for your family's happiness and success. The answers lie in the moment. Stay awake, be present, and stay faithful to your observations and feelings is your last message, and that was your bottom deck energy. The answers lie in the moment. It feels like when you are able to be more present and more connected to your inner child in its joyful, natural state, you do come into union a lot sooner with this person. But I see that this past year hasn't been easy on anybody. Oh my Lord. If you are someone who is able to be joyful every day in 2020, then you are not human. That was a very difficult year for everybody. So it's really important that you don't beat yourself up. Group 1, that was out of your control. It's really important that moving forward, you give yourself the space and time to know in your heart what is good for you and what you are meant to be investing your energy in. And if it isn't helpful, then you do need to really put those big boy, big girl pants on and take the steps towards what is going to be helpful. I see that you walk away from a lot of people. You cleanse your energy multiple times before you come into union with this person. All right, group 1, I'm going to end your reading there. We're hitting the 40-minute mark. I do want to take this into the extended now. In the extended, I'm going to be pulling tissue box messages to double check who this person is, what star sign they are, what initials they are, etc. And then I want to get more channeled messages from this person, and I want to get more oracle cards about when you'll come into union with this person as well. That's going to be over on Patreon if you would like to join us there. The link to Patreon is down below. Otherwise, I hope that this reading, if anything, confirmed the path that you are on. You don't have to accept anything though. These readings are just, we have to put a legal disclaimer and say that they are for entertainment purposes only. But literally, this is your energy, this is your life, this is your reality. Thoughts are incredibly powerful. You can choose whatever path you want for yourself in this lifetime. You can manifest whatever counterpart, partner, soulmate, twin flame you want in this lifetime. I think that manifestations do become more powerful when we release expectations over the specifics in terms of their name, etc., what color eyes they might have. When we embody the energy more than anything, the universe is able to bring it to us sooner. Because when you think about it, vessels can take years and years and years to create, but energy is constant and ever changing. So if you focus more on that energy, it could come to you a lot sooner than you're expecting. I don't know why I had to summarize with that spiel. Anyway, thank you for your support, Group 1. I really appreciate you sticking by this lengthy reading, and I hope that it did help you in some way. Remember to only take what resonates. Do not let the rest take from you. Look after your beautiful self, and I'll see you in another video. Bye! Hi Group 2 and welcome. If you chose the green aventurine crystal glass jar, then this is going to be your reading. That didn't really focus, but anyway, you know what it looks like. It's very colorfully different to the other groups. Today, Group 2, we're asking Spirit, when are you going to come into union with your divine partner? Now, I chose to keep this general because you're going to resonate differently depending on who you are and what you have in this lifetime. Some of you may resonate as being in twin flame connections. Some of you may resonate as wanting a soulmate in your life who is going to be the one for you. So I'm using the simple terminology of divine partner to encompass all of those different types of relationships, and you can choose to tailor that more specifically to your situation. Now in today's reading, there will be an extended, but in this video on YouTube, we're going to be looking at some tarot to have a look at the timing of how close you are to coming into union with your divine partner. I'm also going to be pulling oracle cards to get a better understanding of the challenges that you could be facing on both sides that could be pulling you back or delaying this divine union. And then we're going to be getting some channeled messages as well. Whew, so I don't want to delay. Group 1 was a lengthy reading, and I'm a little bit nervous that all of these groups are going to be that long, but we'll see. I just hope to get very clear messages. That's the overall goal. So starting with tarot. Group 2, please, Spirit. When will Group 2 come into union with their divine partner? When will Group 2... Oh, hello. Really? Why did that have to happen? Anyway, we have the Hanged One coming out reversed. It just baffles me how these cards show themselves sometimes. We also have the Princess of Torches coming out reversed. Okay, a little bit interesting. Group 2, please, Spirit. When will they come into union with their divine partner? We have the Four of Cups coming into reverse. Okay. When will they come into union with their divine partner? Group 2, please, Spirit. When will they come into union with their divine partner? Group 2. We have the Nine of Pentacles coming out reversed. Do I want to get one more card? Maybe. I just want to show you the Death card in the middle of the deck. And we also have the Two of Pentacles at the back of the deck. So remembering the Death card, I think it's... Oh, King of Swords flashing themselves to us. I think that it obviously... See, this is a common theme with any significant person in your life. You have to go through a level of evolution and change in order to be where you're at, in order to energetically be ready to accept them into your life. I want to hold this. Do I? No. I think we need more of this. What is the truth of this situation for Group 2, please, Spirit? The Hanged One reverse is telling me that you could be struggling to end a long cycle in your life when you come into union with them. I'm really being drawn to the Pisces energy of the Hanged One. And Pisces is making me think of endings and the 12th house. I feel like you're really struggling to do this when this person comes into your life. You're struggling to end this part of your life. And it feels like for a very long time, you start to doubt the clarity that you have. This process detaches you from your intuition when it was actually supposed to bring you closer to your intuition. This ending is more of an ending within yourself to be able to evolve to the next stage. But instead, for a very long time, it feels like many of you are focused on the physical changes, the physical endings. You try to cling to an old lifestyle. You try to cling to old attachments. You try to cling to old distractions. And you fail to see how all of these little things are trying to evolve you internally. It's an interesting process where, because you're in denial internally, Spirit starts to externally make changes for you to inevitably steer you to where you are meant to be. Your soulmate seems to be a part of your life, but not heavily in your life at that point, group 2. Your divine partner is there, but not there, if that makes sense. You may start dreaming about them and fantasizing about them at that point of your life as a form of escapism. They seem to sort of come into your mind as like, well, it would be so much easier if I just had this person here, or it'd be so much easier if I had someone like this in my life and they could help me with this and we could do this together, we could experience that together. There is a strong influence of Neptune distorting your reality in this card, and it feels like these illusions end up limiting your experiences for quite some time. With the Princess of Torches reversed, I see here that there is almost like some sort of fear of expansion holding you back here. For many of you, you become closer to union with this person after you let go of this need to limit the experience you're having. It's strange. How can I better articulate this, Spirit? My Page of Wands is about messages of passion and expansion and growth and taking a journey into the unknown, even if you feel naive and unaware and not quite ready. When it's reversed, it's like you've let that fear stop you from doing that. Some of you may have had this person, but you know it was either labeled as like a just a, how would I word it, a friends with benefits situation, or just, you know, a fun night, a fun time, or maybe you just told yourself you weren't ready for something like this yet. You were fantasizing about this person, but potentially they showed up and you weren't ready for them yet. So the universe had to pull them back. They had to take them away from you. You may not have even met this person, but at this point in your life, your energy was pushing them away. Group 2, they were almost ready to come in, and then your focus detached and you became afraid, and they had to pull this person away from you. I see that this process was about you energetically aligning so that you could attract the right possibilities your way. I feel like your guides and the universe has been very patient with your feelings in this moment, because there was a genuine reason why this person couldn't come in at that point. Even though you were dreaming about them, thinking about them, manifesting them, you definitely weren't ready for them at that point in your life. And the other things that were going on in your life seemed to take precedence over this. It feels like with the Princess of Torches here reversed, you could have been more focused on, you know, other areas that helped you express yourself and create things, and just were more outlets. You know, you might have even let loose at this point in your life and had a bit more fun just experiencing things and traveling. Travel could have been a delay here as well. Like, for example, your divine person could have been overseas and the whole world slowed down that year, so there was no way that they could have made their way to you. But overall, you weren't ready for them yet, even though your energy was calling out to them, even though the universe could have seen how, yes, technically based on your fantasies, someone like that would have been very helpful. You energetically pushed them away at that point. You weren't ready. You had to focus your energy on other things. When we come over to the Four of Cups reversed here, there is a feeling of a missed opportunity that limits the progression of your soul. It doesn't at all stand in the way of this connection, because what is meant for you will not miss you. Even if they come early and it doesn't settle in the way that you expected, what is meant for you won't miss you. With the Four of Cups reversed here, you had to process these feelings by yourself. You had to accept that some of the actions, some of the fear had overridden the success. you had chosen to embrace the fear in that moment rather than the potential success of that moment. And I see that time is spent on reflecting how your fear has limited your progress in general, because you're not happy at this point in your life. You were able to distract yourself here and make excuses here. You were able to fantasize here and again make excuses here. But with the Four of Cups reversed, you can't make excuses any longer. You're starting to really understand how you need to start to take initiative and change the way that you approach certain areas of your life in order to get what you truly want. I see that in this phase of your life, you could be dating other people, you could be seeing other people, you could be trying to connect with other people, but they aren't making you happy. In that moment, it feels like you know in your heart that you need to make serious changes in order to embrace your happiness, but the steps that you decide to take are low and slow, and that is perfectly fine. There is a strong feeling here of just being more present and embracing your present moments in a way that it isn't going to limit you anymore, and you're able to be more focused on your joy. You're able to be more focused on prioritizing your happiness. And I feel like in this moment, you kind of enter a stage of trying to be selfish, but also not trying to be selfish in a way that you're pushing those important connections out of your life. Ooh. Sorry, group 2. We have a snake in our yard, and I thought I just saw it, but that wasn't it. So I just wanted to, I haven't seen it yet. I was told that it's here though. So I just had to pause the video and check, because obviously Kirk, we're trying to be very careful. All right. So as I was saying, embracing your happiness and realizing how your actions in the past have limited your emotional depth when it comes to experiences. You could be dating other people in this time, but those relationships that you have in your life are really highlighting the fact that you're not happy and that this isn't what you had imagined back here. You know, this isn't measuring up to those fantasies. So with the Nine of Pentacles over here, group 2, what really helps bring you closer into union is not focusing on your material success. It feels like this has been one of the distractions for you in your past, but you know in your heart it isn't going to make you happy. What helps you bring you closer to your true person, whether you look at this as a soulmate or just a partner in your life who is going to understand you and connect with you and want the same things that you want at their core, you need to realize that none of this matters in order to do that. You may have spent a lot of time in this period, you know, focusing on the areas of your life that were showing signs of success and excitement, and you got a promotion here and it meant that you got a big paycheck in the mail, and it meant that you could, you know, flash that extravagant, lavish lifestyle on social media. But the less that you focus on that, the less that you focus on your physical world, the less that you focus on maintaining an unrealistic lifestyle, the more you will attract your divine partner in. And the why I'm saying unrealistic lifestyles, because I feel like many of you have unrealistic expectations over how you should physically look as well. Like many of you might be striving towards lifestyles that look good on camera, but they don't make you happy. You know, maybe you want to be 40 pounds lighter, or maybe you want to have those 6-pack abs. But I see that doing this, you know, once or twice is a sense of achievement and accomplishment, but trying to maintain this for the rest of your life isn't going to give you happiness. And it feels like a strong shift in energy changes when you use your money to create more meaningful experiences. That is when you're able to pull this person in. You have to almost hit a level of success and realize that you truly aren't happy. Money doesn't buy you happiness. Money is buying you emptiness at this point. Money is leading to so much unfulfillment at this point that you feel like you've really missed out. Like you kind of look back and you go, damn, I wish I would have learned this sooner. I wish I would have embraced this sooner. But these things do happen when they do for a reason. I feel like without this drive towards this, you wouldn't be successful in the first place. And you are meant to be secure, financially secure. Excuse me, you are meant to have a level of financial independence as well. You're not meant to be dependent on other people when it comes to your money, family members, etc. You were meant to be passionate about those areas of your life so that you could be financially secure and independent, but you weren't meant to make money the object of your life. Your success is supposed to be tailored towards your experiences, towards the things that make you feel rich in your soul. And I think that that is what really brings your divine partner in. It's almost like you start to use your money to book those holidays, to do those spiritual things that you've always been curious about. You might decide to take up yoga, as strange as that appears, you know, and all of a sudden you're in Bali at some sort of wellness retreat and you meet the partner of your life. It doesn't have to all be about spirituality. But when you start to see money as a tool towards the experiences that offer you genuine joy, that is when this person comes in, and you seem to kind of come into alignment with them in that way, because they have the very same attitude towards money. They could be very successful as well. That's why I think you kind of meet at a like bougie place, because even though you both have money to be there, you're not there to flash your money. You're there to experience that experience. Like, it's not about the fact that we're staying in like a $3,000 a night room. It's the fact that we have an aquarium at the end of our bed and we can watch fish while we're watching TV. Like, it's the experience of it all, and really embracing those unique experiences as genuine signs of happiness, not luxury. And I feel like this change in your mentality towards money and your 3D world and your lifestyle and the things that you want to experience in your life really helps you kind of make room for this person in your life. With the Two of Pentacles here, you may be a very busy person. You may have a very busy lifestyle when this person comes into your life. It feels like them coming in, they almost come in at a time when you're kind of like, oh gosh, I don't know how anyone could possibly fit into this lifestyle. Like, I'm busy all the time. I only get like 6 hours sleep. I never seem to rest. The universe finds a way. Like, they fit in so well that it's going to be impossible to see how they don't, if that makes sense. There's not going to be no questions. They're not going to make you feel guilty for being motivated. They're not going to make you feel guilty for being successful, for wanting to focus on these areas of your life. This person is just going to fit so well into your lifestyle. They're going to come in at a time when other people may have, you know, made you feel guilty for being too busy. Like, why didn't you come and see me at this time? And I say that because I feel like under all of this, you may be dating other people. While your soul has this progression of growth, other people may come in and out of your life. And I did feel like many of you may meet your person over here when you're fantasizing about what your ideal person should look like, but you do push their energy away, because you have to kind of realize almost the hard way that money doesn't buy you happiness, but it can help you create meaningful experiences. So let us move forward. Oh, I got scone crumbs on there. What do I want to get next? Let's get some energy oracle cards. All right. So group 2, please, Spirit. What helps them come into alignment with their divine partner? What helps them come into alignment with their divine partner? Yeah, okay, that's interesting. What helps them come into... Oh my gosh, no. Let's change the language a little bit. What helps group 2 come into union with their divine partner? What helps group 2 come into union with their divine partner? Okay, I will take that. What helps them come into union? Okay. Oops, okay. Bottom deck energy. Oh, you got some angels out here. Isn't that exciting? Okay, so group 2, what helps you come into alignment, energetically speaking, is knowing when to take rest days, okay? You hit a checkpoint in your life that really slows things down after a period of busyness. This slow point helps you put things into perspective. It doesn't stop you completely. You're still successful. You're still manifesting. You're still working, but you do have more time to reflect. This period helps you see things clearly. It helps put things into perspective, and it also gives you an opportunity to breathe from your busyness so that you can appreciate the success that you have right in front of you. I feel like this is a moment of gratitude. This is a moment of, wow, look how far I've come. And it's almost like a quick little moment of respite before you take the next leg of your journey. I don't see you coming into union at this time, but your energy aligns with your divine partner. Now, with contract here, some of you may sign a new contract. You could start a new job around this period. You could just take steps towards balancing out your lifestyle and moving towards the life that you wish to lead. I feel like you start to take your journey more seriously, and you definitely level up in this moment. You have a quick period of being able to reflect and appreciate who you are and how far you've come before you get right back into business. You do seem to start something quite serious at this point in your life, and it pulls out different qualities of your personality. It's a part of you that you've always thought was there, but it's also a part of you that you kind of doubted. Like a part of you never thought this was possible. Part of you kind of questioned whether you were ever going to be able to pull this kind of thing off. With the Angel of Strength reversed, this time of your life is testing your patience. It tests your compassion, and it tests how committed you are towards the things that you want in your life. I feel like it's not about strength. It's a test of time and resilience. Like, are you going to step towards this, or are you going to buckle under the pressure? Are you going to let your fear stop you? The Angel of Strength here is really trying to test you in this moment to see if you are ready for union with your person. But I definitely don't see you coming into union at this time. It is all just a ploy to get you to be energetically aligned with them. Now, what helps the two of you come into union is this. You start to take action towards the things. You start to get a level of confidence because of these shifts in your life over here. You start to get a level of confidence towards the things that you want. And I see with action here that you do conquer a lot of fears. I see that you end up taking action towards your divine counterpart. You end up putting yourself out there again. You're the one that rises to the occasion, group 2. You overcome a lot of fear in order to be ready for union with your soulmate. And it feels like you take this sort of initiative, you take this in your stride. And it does seem to be like you behind this chariot sort of steering this union forward, which is very interesting. That's a very masculine quality to have, which is very interesting. Now, I'm also being shown here the 4th chakra Archangel Raphael. So I can see that you come into union with this person when you try to open your heart more. It's interesting that this is closed though. And I don't... Was this reversed or upright? Can you show me again, please? Oh my gosh, how is that supposed to help us? It's a blockage, apparently. Okay, so this is interesting. You seem to take action towards something because you know in your heart that it's the right thing to do, but it kind of, your heart isn't completely open to the idea yet. You don't let fear stand in your way, but your heart is still protective. For some of you, your heart could be healing from an unrelated issue when this person comes into your life for union. It feels like this person may help you heal this part of your heart as well. This feels like a very compassionate person who helps you connect with that part that's always felt missing inside you, because I see that you have the tendency to sort of cover these feelings up and to sort of mask these feelings. You feel like the counterpart of group 1, if I'm honest, but it definitely feels like for you, group 2, your person comes into your life to really kickstart the next part of your healing journey, because I see that things have come into alignment in other areas of your life. What you need is someone who isn't going to force you, but is going to almost like coach you and show you how you can heal those things inside your heart. It feels like you may have undergone like other situations with this 4th chakra Archangel Raphael that have made your heart very tentative. You don't want to open it to anybody anymore, you know, like it's you have to be a very special person to have a piece of your heart nowadays. And it feels like with the world here, this person almost comes in when you are distracted by something else, but they just fit in so well. And they very quickly help you see that you can be the hero in your own story again. You don't have to, like this seems to be a new journey for you, because you did have that change from focusing on your material world to focusing more on how your material world can support, you know, your inner fulfillment. This person and you may travel a lot. You could meet this person while you're traveling, group 2 is what I'm getting, and you kind of come into union when they seem to trigger something in your heart that honestly terrifies you, but you're not the kind of person anymore who lets fear stand in their way. You're someone who embraces fear, and it's very hard for you to ignore these strong feelings that you have for this person, so you kind of pull them into your narrative. And I see with the world that you really don't want to miss out on them. That is the main motivator here. You know what it's like to feel regret, and you don't want to regret not taking this chance with them, even if you think like this person could hurt me if they don't reciprocate the love I have for them. You don't let that stand in your way. You do want to have this person in your life. It's very much you making this happen, group 2, because you don't want to regret not making this happen. The angel of balance is kind of saying that everything comes into balance because of the actions that you take in that moment. And I feel like this is a long time of shifting your priorities and shifting your focus to understand how in the past your actions distracted you from the meaning that you were destined to have. And it's like all of a sudden that void isn't there anymore. It's not to say that you aren't still growing, you aren't still developing, you aren't still your own independent person. It's just to say that all of a sudden you realize that you don't need to distract yourself from your heavy feelings anymore. You don't need to pretend that there isn't that part of you that is wanting more, that is wanting more meaning, that is wanting more of an enriching relationship. It's very wholesome, if I'm honest. I want to get some more cards, though. I got this for group 1 as well, just to sort of finesse this energy a bit more. Whoops. Excuse you. That wasn't the best shuffle. Let us try again. All right, so group 1, please, Spirit, what else can you tell us? Excuse me, group 2. The adventuring green crystal glass jar. What can you tell group 2 about their current divine partner? What can you tell group 2 in terms of what they're doing currently, group 2? What is group 2's divine partner doing currently? Where are they at in their journey? What brings them closer to group 2? The lover. Oh my gosh. So this person is on a journey of self-love right now. Apparently they're really focused on their spirituality right now. This is someone who is focusing on, Spirit is indicating with the prayer reversed, your person may come in and out of faith throughout their life. It's not that they have a label, but they're someone who has a very strong connection to source, and they're very good at manifesting. That's the thing about prayers, is regardless of religion, it is a form of manifestation. It is affirming, your energy and setting your intentions in order to bring your blessings to you. Your person is currently manifesting you, and they're doing this through a vigorous self-care routine. Like literally, this person is like the ugly duckling that became the swan. I feel like your person has had a transformation. They are shining. They're very bright. They seem to be a very pure spirit, and they could be helping other people through spiritual stuff as well. I'm not too sure, but they have a very strong connection to source, and they are very good at manifesting. They're a shapeshifter, so Spirit is indicating many of you may have already met this person, but they did transform physically. They've shapeshifted. They're not the ugly duckling anymore. This person has physically changed, and they're still evolving as we speak. This person is still becoming their true self, their full potential. They haven't yet peaked. Spirit is saying this is the kind of person that may, like a phoenix, continue to evolve throughout their lifetime. This may be someone who has many different looks. This is going to be someone who dresses differently almost every time you see them. They're going to be in a different outfit. They're going to look different. They're going to wear different clothes. They might have different hair. They're showing me the castle as well. So this person is very protective of their own heart. There's someone who maybe spends a lot of time alone, but not necessarily. They just keep a very small circle. When I think of a castle, I think of like only a select crew of people that are allowed in, and it's almost like a fortress of solitude as well. Side note, this person could like superhero movies. I don't know, that just made me think of Superman. But the castle is almost telling me that this person has a very precious side to them that they're protecting in this current moment. Oh my days, your person is very feminine, okay, group 2? I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know if you're masculine. You have a masculine energy, and this person has a more feminine energy. I don't know, but listen, if that doesn't resonate, your person is currently trying to connect more with their compassion. The maiden is like, oof, it's a very alluring card. Let's just say that, especially for the feminine. Like, listen, I don't need to over-explain this. Look at this imagery. It's a very soft card of flowers and tenderness and all those soft, comfortable, feminine parts of a feminine body. Listen, the maiden can also talk about someone saving themselves for the right person. Back in the day, they had those maiden chastity belts. This person could be saving themselves as we speak for the right person, but they come across as quite feminine. Even if they're not, they're waiting for you. Yeah, this person's in a period of like transitioning into something. They're in a limbo. With the Bardo here, this person is currently transitioning towards something. What else can you tell group 2 about their... Oh my days, I'm going to have to pause that. So this is so interesting, group 2. The 2 cards that fell on the ground were initiation cards, which are like major arcana in this deck. We have Gnosis, and just pay attention to all the imagery as well as that bird, because the colors and the bird are very significant in the meaning behind that card. And we also have Kairos here. Now, the interesting energy behind this is that this person knows that they are supposed to have a divine counterpart. Like, they know that. They're very aware. They have a very strong connection to source. This person is saving themselves for their soulmate, twin flame, etc. They are waiting for the right person. And I feel like for many of you, this person is very focused on self right now. They are in a period of transitioning. They are a shapeshifter. So in this lifetime, they're going to transform many times. But this person with Gnosis, they know that you are meant to be a part of their life, and they're just waiting for the right time for you to come in. With Kairos here, this person is aware that it's going to happen very like that, you know, it's almost out of their hands. They're just in a period of waiting for the right time because they know that this is going to happen. Bottom deck energy is the Sword. I feel like this person has a lot of clarity around you already, group 2. They know you somehow, like they have an understanding of who you are, and you already have a piece of this person's heart. It's almost like they don't know when or how, but they know that it's going to happen, and they know that the spirits has their back. They're a very spiritual person in that sense. They're very good at manifesting because they know how to surrender. This person knows how to wait for divine timing. All right, so let's get some channeled messages from this person. Okay, group 2, please, Spirit. What would their divine partner say to them right now? If they could say anything, what would their divine partner say? Ooh. What would their divine partner say to them, Spirit, if they could say anything? We have, I dream about you a lot, too much. This person is working on making their dreams a reality right now. They still daydream about you, but they're trying not to let their fantasies stand in their way of their happiness. This person is wanting clear, consistent communication with you. If you feel like you know this person already, they had to almost let you go because the situation was just way too confusing. I feel with these 2 cards reversed, your person is very sure about you and about the fact that the 2 of you are meant to have this divine union. Whether you think you've met this person already or not, your person is in a state of surrender when it comes to this connection. They're trying to do the best that they can to focus on their stuff so that the universe can bring the 2 of you together when you're allowed to, when you're ready to, etc. It's not so much allowed to, but ready to. The 2 7 of Cups reversed tells me that this person is very clear about you and that they want this with you. They know that they are supposed to be this kind of person, and they're also telling you that they're not actually waiting. They're being very active towards their goals. Your person wants you to live your best life, group 2. They don't want you to be in a state of lack, because the more that we focus on what we don't have, the more that we miss what we could have. I feel like your person is in a period of just trying to release what they can't control. They're trying to take steps towards the things that they can, and they're just hoping that you're doing the same as well, so that when the 2 of you are ready, this all comes together. There is a great level of acceptance and surrendering on their side. They come across as a very wise person, you guys, just very aware. Group 2, please, Spirit. What would their divine partner say to them right now? They really don't want you to put your life on hold. They want you to go for the things that make you feel excited. They want you to prioritize. Because this person is doing the same thing, they want you to prioritize the things that are going to help you feel successful. But because they know that you're going to hit that point. I don't know why. It feels like your person has already experienced that. Success doesn't buy you happiness, and they know that you're going to have to learn that as well. In the meantime, though, they do want you to focus on your success. They're saying, don't wait for me. Focus on what you think is the right thing for you right now. What is going on with Group 2's person? Are they the Dalai Lama? Like, who is Group 2's person? What would Group 2's person say to them if they could say anything right now, Spirit? I don't want to lose you. They're saying, I don't want to lose you. So listen, as standoffish as they are, like in the sense of like, they come across as very cold because they're like, listen, I know you're my person, but don't wait for me. And it's like, what? They want you to know they definitely don't want to lose you, but your paths just aren't aligned right now. The two of you have to do your own thing right now in order to come together. They're saying that it isn't that they're too afraid to talk to you. It's just that they have to focus on other areas of their life right now. I feel like your person wants clear, consistent communication once the two of you come together. And it feels like right now divine is pulling the two of you apart for a reason. With 3 sevens reversed, that to me is like divine orchestration, divine alignment. They know that divine is pulling the two of you away from one another. What would group 2's person say to them if they could say anything right now? This person is 100% manifesting you, okay, sweets, but they do need more time for themselves. They are currently recovering from something themselves. Your person is in a period of respite in the sense of they're transitioning out of limbo slowly. It feels like they are definitely manifesting you, but they know that this is going to take time because you do need to just focus on your happiness right now. Your person is also doing the same. They're very focused on themselves right now. Happiness is their priority. I feel like your person could only take this as if this resonates, but they could look like they're in another relationship. I don't think it's about seriousness though, it's about happiness. I don't think they're in a serious relationship if they are with somebody else. I think they're just trying to do what makes them happy right now. With the 9 of Swords reversed, this person is trying to change the way that they perceive their circumstances. Your divine partner is saying that they're trying to not hold other people accountable for their own sadness anymore. They're trying to take responsibility over their happiness, over the things that haven't worked out in the past. They're wanting to end this way of thinking once and for all so that it no longer stands in their way. Your person does have a pessimistic mind from time to time, and this limits their ability to step towards the things that they want. They're not a very confident person when it comes to knowing the right choice. And I feel like they're wanting to change this about themselves because they're very intuitive, but they have a pessimistic mind. And I can relate to that 100%, which is probably why you end up taking action towards them. Because you end up gaining a lot of confidence and gaining a lot of awareness, and you know that you should take action towards the things that matter, otherwise you will miss out. Whereas this person's pessimism and at times their mind just becomes very clouded and difficult. It becomes very difficult for them to see when to take action. It's very difficult for them to see that Kairos moment of critical timing. They want you to know that they almost try to distract themselves sometimes. There's a lot of passion for you, okay? There's a lot of like sexual passion for you, but they do need to like distract themselves from that because it does pull them away from the things that they should be focusing on. At this point, the two of you are definitely in a separation. It's not that you don't feel the same way, it's that neither of you have expressed how you truly feel to one another, which tells me that more than likely you're all in separation. Bottom deck energy is the 4 of Swords. I lie awake thinking about our future. This person feels like they have a lot of plans that they need to accomplish before they come into union with you. I don't know if it's necessarily about their success, but they have things that they need to accomplish before they come towards you. And that's not something that's in their control. The only thing that they can technically control is their manifestations and their transformation. Spirit has big plans for this person, and Spirit is keeping this person from you until they are able to do their big plans, to achieve their big plans. This is a very evolved being, and I wouldn't be surprised if, unfortunately, I can relate. This is a very pessimistic way of looking at it, but you do need to. Certain people go through certain experiences that are triggering, that are painful, in order to guide other people through similar experiences. And sometimes, you know, that's what people say when they write albums and make art. You have to experience pain in order to see beauty. So I feel like this is that kind of person who unfortunately seems to go through a lot of pain in order to help other people to see beauty, in order for them to truly see the beauty. It feels like Spirit has a very big plan for this person, and unfortunately it leads to a lot of, could have, would have, should have's. in order for this person to truly align with their happiness. That may just be a generalization, but I do think that Divine has big plans for them, full stop. So group 2, in closing, I just want to get a dream card for you to help summarize this reading with some advice. What is the advice for group 2 from their higher self when it comes to this connection? What is the advice for group 2 from their higher self when it comes to this connection, please, Spirit? What is the advice for group 2? Thank you so much. So we have, try not to compare your life or your situation to those of others. When faced with new things or people, just say, interesting. Keep your mind open. That's so cute. Keep your mind open and awake. Don't feel inferior. All the possibilities are as open to you as they are to others. Look at this card. It's even like written in a different font. That's why I was laughing. Anyway, it's been a long morning. That is your main advice from your higher self, group 2, is to not compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. Remember that possibilities are as open to you as they are to others. And when you do find yourself, faced with new things or new people, just say interesting. Keep your mind open and awake. Your bottom deck energy was, you can't force your dreams to come true. Dreams can only be blown into the wind like feathers. After which we need to learn to trust, to be patient and wait with our hearts open. Every day is a possibility for change. Spirit's really asking for you to keep your mind and your heart open, which tells me that your soulmate may differ from your usual type. Group 2, that's the message I have for you in the first portion of this reading. I hope it was informative. I hope it helped put things into perspective for you. Sometimes you may come into a general reading like this, and when I do a timeline of like when you'll come into union with your person, you may resonate as being over here, or you could resonate as being over here, which tells me that you're very close to coming into union. A reading like this can be very triggering, and it can be even more triggering because it is general. So remember that a lot of people watch these videos. I'm channeling a lot of energy. Not every message is going to resonate with you, and that's fine. If it doesn't resonate, don't let it take from you. Leave it for somebody else. And I am going to go into the extended now, group 2. In the extended, what we did for group 1 is we got some oracle cards around when union may be coming in terms of like timing. We pulled moonology cards to get closer sort of timing, and we also pulled initials and star signs from the tissue boxes to help us confirm that we're talking about the right person if we think we already know this person. And then I also got a bunch of channeled messages, and I think I got some more oracle cards, but I think that's where we're going to leave it for you guys. I just want to focus on timing, confirming timing for you guys. I want to get some initials, some messages from the tissue boxes, and then we're going to get channeled messages as well. So if you'd like to join us in the extended, that will be on our Patreon community. The link to Patreon is down below. This marks my 5th month doing Patreon, so we have like 5 months worth of content over there, and we do monthly merch giveaways now. They're more like merch competitions because you have to do a bunch of things before you get it, but it is fun. I enjoy it over there. If you'd like to join us, check out Patreon down below. Otherwise, I really do appreciate all of your support on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for sending your energy my way. I hope this reading offered you clarity. Trust yourself, love yourself, and I shall see you in another video. Bye! Hi group 3 and welcome. If you chose the blue topaz crystal jar, is that what I've been calling them? Crystal jar, then this is going to be your reading. So group 3, today we're asking Spirit, how close are you to union with your divine counterpart? I'm going to be pulling tarot cards and oracle cards to get an idea around your circumstances and the process that leads to union. That is how we are measuring this. I can't just pull one card and it'll say very soon. This is a general reading, so I'm going to have a look at what your journey to union looks like. And we're also going to be getting more oracle cards after that to get some advice and to get a better understanding as to the challenges standing in the way of union. We're going to also get some channeled messages at the end of this. And I think there was one more thing that I wanted to... we'll see what comes up for you. We'll see what comes up. We're focusing on when will you get into union/reunion with your divine counterpart, depending on, how you resonate, whether you choose reunion because you think you've already been with them before, or union. I'm just going to get a quick sip of coffee as well. Okay, so group 1, please, Spirit. When will they be in union with their divine counterpart? Group 1, be in union. Do you want me to take those? With their divine counterpart. All right, so the first card that came out for you is the Fool card, group 3. Ooh, exciting. The King of Torches has come out as well. And I find it interesting how this Fool is walking forward and the King of Torches is also facing that direction. They're not really looking at each other. Group 3, please, Spirit. When will they come into union with their divine counterpart? Yeah, I thought so. They're showing me the 10 of Cups, and they also want to bring out the Justice card as well. I'm feeling in a different layout to the other 2 groups, but I'll see if I can fit one more card. Thank you so much. We have the King of Cups as well. Okay, so first of all, this may not apply to everybody naturally, but this could be a same-sex relationship with 2 kings coming out. Bottom deck energy is the Prince of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. It's interesting for you guys, okay? Group 3, what I can see here is that you are on the precipice of a new beginning with the Fool card. However, I see that this union process for you seems to happen with a lot of time and a lot of patience. For the bottom deck energy to be the Prince of Pentacles, I almost feel like there is a part of this union that is delayed, but it's, in hindsight, it had to happen. So you in the future won't see this as a delay, and Spirit isn't wanting to show this as a delay. Spirit is saying that this just happens after patience and evolution naturally. It's like your energy evolves to a point where it just makes sense now. And when you're able to look back at those moments of impatience and frustration and potentially like other relationships that you or your person may have been in, it's just going to make sense that you had to do that because you had to do that to be ready for each other. With the Fool card here, your person could also be an Aquarius, but I see that you get close to union when you start to, it's like you've released baggage from your past. This could be emotional, this could also be like financial. You are a renewed person in a sense. You're on this edge of starting something new, and I feel like this clearing of old energy and this desire for new things, new growth, new experiences, this naivety almost towards the universe, and really just being this open blank slate to allow things to happen, really starts to offer a catalyst for you guys. I feel like this card followed by the King of Torches is an energy of you planning for something new and focusing more on your happiness, because the King of Torches is over here looking at the King of Cups, the 10 of Cups, sorry. So I feel like the union happens sooner for you when you have resolved most of your emotional baggage from your past. You've accepted a level of, well, that is always going to be with me, or, I'm just not going to let it bother me anymore. And you're at a point where you're able to look at the future with optimism, even if it's blind optimism at time. I feel like you're not really afraid. There's this energy of being carefree, starting fresh cycles, really stepping towards your happiness, having a high level of trust in the universe, having a high level of surrender, constantly being in this position of letting go and not allowing unnecessary fears step in your way. I feel like you've hit that point where you're in this complete energy of trust with the universe, even if you can't see where you're going, even if you don't know when it's going to happen. When it comes to getting into union with your divine counterpart, you are focused on other things and accepting of the fact that this is one of the things that is out of your control. As we move forward here, I was talking about the King of Torches as being very motivated is what I feel. This is an energy of there's things that I want to do and I'm very passionate about them, and I'm not as naive as I used to be when it comes to these endeavors, so I'm going to attract the best possible outcome by taking this situation seriously and by ensuring that I'm focusing on my happiness in the process. For many of you, this part of your life could look like You really focusing on what gives you confidence and an area of your life that you may have been developing for some time. It feels like it's tied into how people see you somehow, and it feels like it really boosts your self-esteem. It feels like this is a plan that may take a long time in the making, or it's just a part of your life that requires a lot of energy. It could be work, it could be a career pursuit or something like that, but regardless, there is a lot of passion for this, and it does require a level of creativity as well. And it makes you look very attractive to others as well. As we come through to the Ten of Cups, I see that for many of you, this divine counterpart is someone who you might be that group of people who are already in union with them, and this is just confirming like the relationship to you, because I'm getting that their energy is tethered into each of these cards, and I don't know how, because for each of you it may look different. You could be in union with them at this point where you take that leap of faith and the universe brings them in as well, and because you're so motivated and busy, you're able to work on a relationship with them without falling into previous patterns of attachment and codependency. I see that there's a lot of focus on your narrative here, and interestingly enough, your person, feelings for them grow and develop, but I feel like the more you are focusing on your happiness and creating room in your life for the people who are going to make you happy as well, because I think that sometimes when we focus on our happiness, it can have a negative connotation of, oh, well, listen, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I don't want to bring anybody else in. I don't think it's what I want to do. Like I'm just worried that they're going to come in and ruin everything. I'm not ready to date yet. I just want to focus on me. And that's good at the beginning, but I see that to come into union with your divine counterpart, you hit at that level of, okay, I'm happy, I'm ready, I'm going to make room in my life for my divine counterpart. I'm going to ensure that when they come in, it's going to almost feel like they've always been here, because I've always done these things with them on my mind, or I'm choosing where to live with the idea of, I'm going to have a family in this home one day and we're going to need to expand into the other rooms. I'm choosing this job with the idea of, okay, well, my salary has to be able to support me and my household, even though we're not in union yet. It's a lot of this sort of premeditated knowing, which is why I think a small percentage of you are already in union with your divine counterpart. And this is a reading just confirming that where you're at right now, the choices that you're making and the way that you so well, with grace, balance the decisions considering you and your partner. It could be that you're already in union with them. Otherwise, doing these sorts of things really helps bring your divine counterpart in. And a lot of people do say that about soulmates. And I mean, technically it could have been something that came up in the other groups as well, but for you guys, it's crystal clear. That is what is going to bring in your divine counterpart, releasing all emotional baggage, taking a level of acceptance towards the parts of the triggers that will maybe always be there, that will look differently for everyone. But for me, some of the childhood triggers I just have to accept are always going to be there, and you learn how to better cope with them when they arise so that they don't stop you from experiencing love throughout the rest of your life. And then it's this really wildfire that roars within you moment of planning and really working towards something that is going to garner a lot of success and makes you look very attractive in the eyes of others as well. You start to become so focused on this, and because it's so tethered to your happiness, it really makes you so magnetic. The universe wants to bring things towards you then. The universe wants to give you your justice. You and the universe have this very deep and meaningful connection now where it's like, well, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for now? Like, just out of curiosity, no pressure. No pressure. I know you got a lot of things to do, but what are we waiting for now? And I see that while you're going through all of this, your divine counterpart, either at your side or separated from you, is also leveling up, is also trying to be the best version of themselves that they could be. We could have an earth sign here. We've also got a fire sign and a bit of air here with justice. The two main signs are Aquarius and Libra, so lots of air. But justice is over here trying to cross your T's and dot your I's for you. It's like you hit this moment in your life where you're open, you're ready, most of your relationships are at peace. You've surrounded yourself with people who you love and care about. You're very mindful of how people make you feel. And I feel like the relationships that you do have in your life are very meaningful. So you have this moment of reflection, and the universe just decides, well, you've been working very, very hard. Not that we've been holding anything from you, but what you are seeking is now ready for you as well. And I feel like with the King of Cups closing your spread, this is somebody who, when they do come into your life, whether they've been here from the beginning or at the end of you reaching this level of emotional fulfillment, I think that from the moment you guys connect, there are very, very strong feelings, group 3. For you, it's almost like love at first sight is what I would describe it. That's what I'm feeling. And I feel like the connection is so strong from the beginning intuitively, because the King of Cups is an intuitive power. It's also a power or an energy that is very suppressive at first. So even if you don't say it, even if they don't say it, I feel like you both have this love at first sight moment of just knowing, like in your hearts, wow, this has to be my person. And I feel like with the King of Cups here as well, when your divine counterpart does come into your life with the intention of union, they are going to be very emotionally mature. They, even if you met them when you were younger and more naive, they aren't going to be out of control when it comes to their feelings, when it comes to their anger, when it comes to the way that they look at your feelings as well. This is someone who has experience. They're emotionally aware. They're also very emotionally mature. And I just get this strong sense of they're going to really connect and want to be involved in your life. They're going to be at a point in their life where they're very serious about relationships, and they're going to want to take this seriously with you. It's not going to leave you questioning things. Them telling you, oh my God, I fell in love with you the minute I saw you is probably something that's going to happen later, because they don't want to scare you and they want to come across as who they are, which is very evolved and mature. But you're going to know it. You're going to feel it in the way that they treat you, that you're going to feel it in the way that they come towards you. It's just their energy around you is very soft, very supportive, and a slight level of protectiveness, but it's just like cherishing. They really want to just cherish you. So let's get some energy oracle cards to have a look at any potential challenges that this union could be facing. Group 3, please, Spirit. What's standing in the way of their union? Yeah, there is a new beginning that you need to take first to help you gain a level of experience and also passion. The big key here for you is excitement. You need to mix passion with a strong connection to your heart. If you are following your passion and making choices from your heart, the universe will love you for it. And it's mostly because you are supposed to be successful in some way. You are supposed to have a sense of purpose, and you are supposed to be passionate about something that you're putting a lot of energy into. And it's when you are passionately almost distracted by this, is when the universe is able to help level up your counterpart and get them to where they need to be as well. Group 3, please, Spirit. What can you tell us about the connection here? What it may be blocking them from union? Are there any challenges in Group 3's relationship? Spirit saying trust. Trust, it may still be a challenge at the moment. Do we want all of these? No. Thank you. Yeah, trust and patience. Any other challenges that this union could be facing? Okay. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. So first of all, you guys do have hearts have love in each other's hearts for one another already. It's very likely that you could have dreamt of this person or connected with them somehow, in some way on the astral level, in a more 4D sort of 5D level, because they already hold love for you in their heart. I'm not really getting a past life connection, but there is a familiarity here. And as soon as you lay eyes on each other, you're going to know it and you're going to feel it as well. So I want to tell you a big challenge, Group 3, is trusting your trusting your intuition and having patience with the universe. With the Goddess of the Moon reversed, it's like you know the answers, you understand this, you know that you're meant to have this, but we do at times let our fears or our doubts overwhelm us. The biggest challenge here is having patience and trusting with the third eye that this is going to work out in your favor eventually. I can see here that for many of you, you do need to wait a while before this happens, but with the cards that we got for you, sweets, you are so much closer than you think. Unless you think you're already in union with them, if you're definitely not in union with them, I can really see that you're very, 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 very close, and you're not supposed to be unhappy in this journey. If you are unhappy with your circumstances and there's something that you can do to change it, then know that that is when you will be furthest away from union, because you are supposed to be very, very happy. You are supposed to be surrounded by a small community of loving, kind people. And even people who don't know you, the amount of respect and love that you radiate immediately garners a very loving, kind response. You are meant to be ambitious. You are meant to be passionate. You are meant to be creative. You are meant to have desires and dreams and goals, and a very reactive response to the world as well. Like, you're a very reactive person to your environment. You see something you don't like, you react. If you have this idea that you want to do, you react. You are meant to be in that level of creation where you're not just fantasizing, you're doing, and you're harnessing that fire within you to do it. I feel like union with your person is really, I mean, listen, it is a lot out of your hands. And for you, there is this beautiful big plan that you are meant to be focusing on in order to help bring this together, because that is all that you can control from your side. Group 3 is your actions. The universe will do the rest. Let's see what other challenges there are. Your heart. So a challenge here could be keeping your heart open and exercising a level of compassion towards yourself, towards your journey, and towards people from your past maybe. There is a level here of needing to release emotional baggage for your heart chakra to come out. It could require you to forgive people from your past who may have taken advantage of you. You will know this, even if they haven't taken advantage of you. Maybe they just, the situation didn't resolve as you had hoped for, and rather than you being able to get the closure that you need, there is this pull inside you to just forgive and move forward. Doesn't mean you may ever forget, but forgiveness is something that frees you from that person's restraints. It frees you and your heart to be open to someone more deserving as well. We're also being shown man holding the coin. So I feel like both of you, whether you resonate as masculine or feminine, man or woman, etc., both of you are supposed to be achieving a certain level of financial success before you come into union. And it's this case of, like, if you met this person when you were younger, I really get this idea that whether you're in union with them or not, I'm just wanting to cover all bases. You make choices, especially the serious choices, with the idea of your divine partner being there as well. Like I was talking about earlier with the job and the business, and like if I move homes, I got to make sure there's room for my family. Like, you kind of make decisions in that way. Like, it's never just about you. You always, a piece of you kind of knows that you are meant to be sharing your life with someone special. And if you make a major decision, you do it with the intention of, well, this has to support me and my family. And I do see here that your divine counterpart is supposed to be successful in some way. They're supposed to have a steady stream of income. They could be like a sole trader, or just like their own business owner, or just like very well off when it comes to finances. They could be a creative soul as well with the King of Cups. They could be a musician or something like that. But I just see that in general, they are supposed to have a level of success with their money, because it leads to a level of confidence within them as well. And not only that, but you'll find your zest for life through exploring your financial endeavors as well. And this may resonate more with your counterpart, Group 3. I think that is how they find their zest for life, is through exploring their different financial endeavors. But it's the same for you, because you got to eat as well. You got to have somewhere to sleep as well. And when you kind of free your limitations by embodying the King of Torches energy, using the 10 of Cups as a compass to steer you through your decision making, it really does help you to come together. Now let's have a look at another potential blockage. We have anxiety in the reverse, learning how to manage your fears and doubts. And if you do experience anxiety, you'll know that it is an ongoing process of you have to kind of understand what your triggers are. It's nothing that this is my personal opinion, and I know a lot of people don't agree, but I personally believe that, naturally speaking, unless we completely separate ourselves from our instincts and our genetic makeup, anxiety to a certain degree is something that we will experience for the rest of our lives. We can lessen the severity by understanding our triggers and by learning how to react to it better, so that it doesn't become this looming, ominous presence that sits beside us whenever our trigger is near. So I feel like that could be a challenge in your individual journey, but there is a feeling of needing to overcome the fears and doubts that lay in our minds as well. We also have financial constraints, so that is a challenge in this connection. The financial side of things seems to be a challenge. It could be because there's this idea of balance needed in your connection with justice. You both need to kind of be at the same spot, and however you and your different personalities perceive like confidence and maturity, you both need to be there in order for this to work. We have cornucopia, so Spirit is wanting to deliver the best possible outcome. That is why things could be taking a little bit longer than you think are necessary. In hindsight, it's going to all make sense, but those periods of impatience need to be periods of remembering that this is happening for the highest good of all. So you, your person, and whoever the hell else is involved throughout the process, friends, family, ex-lovers, etc. The idea is that you're being delivered the highest possible outcome here, group 3. And there is a feeling of, if you had come into union with your partner before they reach this level of maturity, the two of you may have repelled each other rather than embraced each other. You just weren't energetically aligned. We have Magician in the Mirror. Releasing a level of control over the outcome is a challenge, as well as trying to control the outcome is a challenge. The Magician in the Mirror is a very powerful card of manifesting and creating, using opposing energies to do so, fire and ice. So I feel like it's about understanding that some of these things are out of your control and harnessing your power instead in other areas of your life. Focusing on the other areas of your life that you can control. Action in reverse, letting go of that part. I feel like for many of you, it's about embracing that level of trust and the patience towards the things that you cannot control. And that is going to be an ongoing struggle for you, because you do at times inhibit a very masculine energy of taking control and taking charge of your life. But you can't do this for your person. You can't... in this situation, you can't control their choices, their behaviors, their actions. You have to trust that they are going to choose from their heart through their experiences, which will lead them back to you, or to you, full stop. With the 5th chakra here, Archangel Gabriel, I feel like it's about that mind business again. Archangel Gabriel is your throat chakra, and it's also linked to your logical mind. So I feel like it's not about saying something or communicating. It's more about understanding the information that you have and the communication that you have. I feel like it's about knowing when to switch off those fears and doubts, because they're no longer helpful. They're actually becoming limiting now. And with the 5th chakra to be here, it's almost this energy of like ascending into your 6th chakra, bypassing your logical mind and having that level of faith to understand that this is going to happen when it's meant to happen. Now let's get some more of these beautiful cards just to see if there's anything else you need to know about your divine counterpart. Oops. What else does group 3 need to know about their divine partner? What else does group 3 need to know about their divine partner? They are going to cherish you, okay? This person also has feminine and masculine qualities, and they are going to be very, very wise. They are going to be someone who has overcome something in their recent past when you guys come into union, and they're going to be someone who has had physical, like, real experience in this life by way of overcoming challenges that other people may perceive to be very, how do I word this, serious. Like, there's someone who has been through some incredible things. The fault line tells me that they are also a problem solver, and they may be someone who likes to mask how they are feeling in terms of the depths of how they are feeling through humor. They could be someone who tries to look at the bright side of life and cover up what they're feeling with humor. I think they are going to make you laugh. They're going to have a very twisted sense of humor, apparently, a little bit of a, either it's really sarcastic or there's like a dark humor there. I feel with the crone that they are very wise, but they liken their wisdom to experience rather than their intuition. They consider themselves to be the master of their logic. I think that they're very witty as well. They could have air placements is what I'm getting, but they are going to cherish you, and they're going to know you and recognize you from the moment they see you. This is also someone who wants respect and wants equality in a partnership. They want to be at the level of their partner, and I feel like they are manifesting someone who is pretty up there. So they're wanting to also be up there as equal, balanced forces in this relationship. This is someone who is going to have a very mature point of view of relationships when you come into union with them. They see relationships as partnerships, and that it has to be equal, give and take. There's a mutual level of respect, and they can only be with a partner who is going to understand them and respect them. And I feel like they're going to be very curious about you, and it's going to be like a love at first sight sort of thing, but they're going to run you through hoops as well. Like they're going to curiously question you and what you're looking for, etc., etc. So what else do they need to know about their divine partner, please, Spirit? Excuse me. Oh, okay. So you guys have definitely connected to this person somehow with the shaman coming out here. This person has a very profound view of the universe, but it comes from a scientific side. They're very curious about science in general, and I feel like they're very curious about the occult. They're going to be very curious about spirituality, and if you practice something, they're going to want to know, like, well, what do you believe in? I want to say they're skeptical, but they're also very open-minded, and with the right amount of information, there's someone who can become very attracted to this idea of like a collective consciousness and bigger sort of things being out there supporting us. With the shaman here, there's a level of them really mastering their craft when it comes to manifesting as well. And I feel like this is someone who is going to want to explore spirituality with you. There's someone who's going to be very curious about your practices and your beliefs. Group 3, please, Spirit. What else do they need to know? The sustainer. So this is somebody who really goes into relationships with something serious in mind. When it comes to you, they aren't going to want to mess around. They're going to want to foster something serious, plant genuine seeds, and actually put in a genuine amount of effort. They see you as a very creative, powerful, kind, yet strong individual. And I feel with the creator here that this person's energy is very set on creating something with you once they realize who you are and how important you are to them. With the Anima Mundi, I feel like this person again is coming back to that feeling of collective souls, collective energies, collective consciousness. They're going to feel a lot of different areas of their life come into alignment right before they meet you and afterwards as well. This person's energy towards you is very caring, but it's also very open to the unknown. Like they see you as an opportunity to get to know another part of themselves that they've been curious about but haven't been guided well to explore. You're almost like some sort of mystic to them, and it helps them embody this shaman crone side to them. They're very interesting, very wise, but again, they liken that wisdom to experience rather than their intuitive developments. Bottom deck energy is the storm, which tells me that this person is someone who has had to overcome quite a bit. It feels like there's someone who, to a certain degree, when you come into union, they're going to like tell you that they have a lot of feelings that they suppress often, like almost as a heads up, like they're just that kind of person. When they process their feelings, they do it privately, and it takes them a long time potentially, or it's something that they prefer to do. If it gets crazy, if it gets intense, they prefer to do it alone. And I feel like over time they're going to be more comfortable in opening up to you, but this is just a part of their personality that they almost have this dark storm inside them that they spend a long time trying to balance out, because to a certain degree it's this person's healing, and it's the way that they sort of react to things that they've been through. They may have spent years either suppressing it or only sort of healing parts of it, and not really being able to get to the crux of it all, to the point where they have this dark storm inside them that they are constantly like monitoring. And when it does become overwhelming, it's like they have to isolate themselves from the people around them and just sort of heal that as well. So let's get some channeled messages from your divine partner to see where they're at and what they would say to you. We're going to get these from their higher self. Actually, we'll start with the matrix self, hey? Group 3's divine partner, what would their matrix vessel say to them right now if they could say anything? Okay, we've got some messages. I'm open to compromise. So this person is at the moment closed off. There's someone who's very sure around what they want, and there's someone who is very serious when it comes to love. They do at this point in time think about you and having you in their life. There's someone who feels like they're ready to offer an Ace of Cups, and they're being very careful about who they reach out to and how they offer this. They want to be very careful and they want to do it right. I'm seeing with the this person may have suffered from confusion, or they may have just been really confused about how to move this part of their life forward for quite some time, and they're telling us that they don't really know how to make it work, but they know what they want, and their energy is already like manifesting you. Their energy is already aware of you as their ideal person. So what would their higher self say to you, group 3? What would your divine partner's higher self say to you right now? They are telling us that, okay, so this person is very attached to the 3D. They're going to be very attached to you. This person may have, may be afraid of the intensity of their feelings. They may be someone who is trying to decipher their attachment to their 3D world in general so that it doesn't hold them back. I feel like this person in their youth, they may have just been all for experiences. They may have been like all out there, you know, trying this, trying that, doing this, doing that. And then they kind of realize that, gosh, I've just left my energy in all these places and I don't feel like a complete person anymore. And what is the meaning of these things anyway? I feel like this person, their higher self is telling you that this person is coming out of a dark period where they've gained an epiphany around their actions and how their actions are limiting them from their happiness, as well as how other people's actions towards them are limiting them from their happiness. Their higher self is saying as well that their matrix self is going to be very, very, very attracted to you and curious about your mind, because I feel like you've been through things that they can relate to, and they're going to want to understand those parts of you as well. We have you are so very special over here in the reverse. So their higher self is saying that don't give up on your dreams or your goals. Don't put these big achievements on hold for your divine partner. Continue striving for that part of yourself. You are very special, but they almost are encouraging you to continue fostering your own achievements and focusing on those areas of your life. Your divine partner is asking for you to not complicate the thoughts that you have by gaining advice from every possible person that you interact with. Trust the inner compass within you and really remind yourself that not every 2 cents is worth investing in. Their higher self is very concerned about these sort of dark thoughts that you have, and wants to tell you that if you question whether you are ever going to come into union, your person also does. And this is something that is common in this connection before you do come together. I see that there are sort of lonely, dark nights here of wondering, like, did I miss out on something in the past, or am I just not going to have it at all in the future? Like, what's going on here? I couldn't possibly, like, I feel like you're the kind of person who you don't really consider yourself going back to the people who you have been in relationships with in the past. But it does make you sort of question, should I have given this person more of my time, or should I have done that more, etc., etc. And I see that their higher self is trying to reassure you that this period of pain is necessary and temporary, because it also teaches you more about your mind and the darker thoughts that you do have, and how you can do your best to control those thoughts when they come in, to sort of filter them into, well, what is the most realistic outcome here? I'm probably not going to be alone for the rest of my life, but how can I respond to that thought so that it doesn't stay in my energy as something that I am attracting. This period is going to be, in hindsight, a lot quicker than you think, as well as what they're saying. With the Ace of Wands here, they want you to know that a new beginning is coming, but I feel like for you, it comes back to that passion, you following something that you're passionate about and really investing in the things that bring you excitement, the things that bring you a level of passion and zest for life. You especially, you're supposed to be focusing on some sort of new beginning that is exciting, and it leaves maybe nerves at times, because when fire cools, it can leave a little bit of frustration and nerves. But I do think that overall, this is like a repurposing of old energy for you, and really moving in a new direction. We have the Death card here. I sometimes wonder if you care. So their higher self is telling you that they are transforming at the moment. And they are going through an emotional sort of purging, is what I want to say. And that makes sense with the storm. This doesn't happen very often. And this person has hit a point in their life where they are mature enough to be able to confront some of their inner demons, and to be able to want to confront some of their inner demons. There's some really heavy stuff that this person is having to approach right now. And some of it isn't necessarily heavy anymore, but it's been suppressed for so long that it still sort of hurts to think about and talk about. I feel like this person is transforming themselves from the inside out currently. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this is confirmation that they are coming, but I feel like more than anything, it's again reminding you that, you can't control them, in the sense of don't feel responsible or guilty for whatever hasn't been happening so far, because it is happening exactly as it is meant to. Group 3, their higher self is saying just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't happening. You do need to listen to your heart and get out of your head sometimes. If your heart is a bit of a confusing place, then it's about trusting through your intuition, because they are saying that you already know the truth, and that it's just about sort of controlling that fear that comes through, and filtering those thoughts that come through. This person is going to be very, very attracted to you. And I feel like when it comes to the sex in your relationship, group 3, please, if you're under 18, take this with the discernment. But this is more about a physical union that commemorates all the other areas of union. You two are the kind of beings that have a spiritual union, like your souls really come together and connect in a way that you don't feel with other people in your life. But I see here that the physical intimacy just solidifies that union in the 3D. It's very much about a mutual energy with the two of you merging and coming together to celebrate each other. It's very beautiful and powerful, and a very intimate moment that obviously they want to really talk about in this part of your reading. So they want you to know that you can't possibly lose them. They love that you continue to make choices with them in your mind, and with the idea of them in your mind, but they want you to know that you can't lose them. When the time is right, they are going to move towards you, but they aren't an object that can be lost. When your energy is so strongly together, even if physically you can't see them, they are always there. And we can liken this to losing a loved one, and even though they aren't physically here, we still feel their energy with us. That is the energy of your divine counterpart. It is really important for you to make these choices and take these chances towards your success, towards what is going to make you happy, towards what is going to be fulfilling in your heart space, because that is what is going to bring you into union and closer to your divine counterpart. They really do want a fresh start with you. That's what this person is currently focused on. That is what their higher self is focusing on, a fresh new beginning and really working through these old cycles. Their higher self is trying to gain more confidence in their matrix body, if that makes sense. The matrix self is really trying to level up and appreciate who they are and what they've been through, so that they can accept their highest possible outcome into their life as well. And right now they are focusing on that healing, which we know they're really, really, really focusing on healing. Bottom deck energy is, do you even care? I don't think this is a jest at you. Group 3, I think they're very aware that you care. I think it's a little bit of like a question around how much do you care for yourself though? Because you clearly are the kind of person who loves so much towards the people that enter your life. You know, if you love deeply, but they're asking for you, well, how much do you care for yourself though? And are you putting the care of your own needs first as well? It's not really a jest, it's just like a, well, how are you? Have you been looking after yourself kind of energy? All right, so in closing for group 3, what advice do you have for them to get closer to union with their divine counterpart? All right, so advice for you: you don't need to explain or justify what you know in your heart to be true. This is your life, your journey. Enjoy every fabulous moment. And I feel that many of you are getting questions from people around you like, well, why aren't you seeing anybody yet? Like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And I feel like you struggle to articulate this because you know in your heart that you are attracting someone who is meant for you, and you can't control that part of the journey. So what you are focusing on is yourself. We attract what we are. Therefore, dreaming is a journey within. What inner beliefs are still restricting you, putting you down, and making excuses that hold you back from your dreams? And this is what I feel is most applicable when you dip into those darker thoughts at times that really seem to hold you back. This is something that could be very helpful for you to continue to strengthen, you know, your position, because I feel like you're very aware, you're a very self-aware, evolved person, but you know, naturally you're going to have thoughts that come in that you don't necessarily agree with, but they just sort of wiggle their way in. And it's about, well, hang on a minute, wait. This belief is not helpful, it's only restricting me and putting me down and adding to the excuses that are holding me back from my dreams. And the bottom deck energy in this deck for you, which is your closing advice, is: whenever life throws obstacles in your way and things don't go as planned, accept them and say, thank you, I'm ready for the lessons this alternative path will teach me. I trust the lessons are valuable for my dreams to come true. I always stumble across alternative in this. It's because of the flow. But this is about delays, and I feel like for you, yes, there's going to be a bit of time before this all comes together, but that's because it's for the highest good of all, and so that you can receive the highest possible outcome. So group 3, that's what I see for you. I'm going to take this into the extended now. In the extended reading, we're going to be exploring key direct things around this person. Like, we're going to be looking into their initials, we're going to be looking into their star signs, and we're going to get any messages from them for you as well from the tissue boxes. I'm using 2 tissue boxes. And then we're also going to be getting any more indications around timing. I'll be pulling the Moonology deck to see if we can get specific time frame of when you may come into union with this person. And then to close, we're also going to be getting initials as well. Channeled messages as well. Oh gosh. If you would like to join us in the extended, the link to our Patreon community is down below. Otherwise, I shall see you in another video. Bye!